Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to put together your new paper backdrop. Now before we get started, just want to say that these do come in different designs. So although mine might be different to yours, the principles are going to be exactly the same, especially this top part up here, which actually connects the rollers to the pole. So if you're ready to put yours together along with me, either at home or at the office or studio space, here's how to do it. So this is what you get in the kit. You get your two poles and the pads which go on the top and bottom of those poles, which are conveniently labeled up and down. We have our super clamps and our supports. Mine is a kit which supports 2 paper rolls, so that's what I have there. And I also have 2 chains, 2 weights, 2 geared ends and 2 non-geared ends. There's one more part which came with the kit, and because I have 2 rolls of paper which came with it, I have these very long poles. These are 2.7 meters long because the paper that I ordered is 2.7 meters wide. So this will come in handy later when we deal with the paper. So your kit might look different to mine, but you probably have alternative parts which do the same job. So if you have the same kit as I do, you can follow along pretty easily. Some of you might not even have these poles. My friend has a different style of pole which has a lever to secure them in place. These are a pressure fit system. Some of you might not even have any poles because with these clamps you can actually connect them to pretty much anything you want, like light stands, C-stands. So it's actually a very versatile kit. So if you don't have these poles or if you have a different style of poles, don't worry, everything's pretty much the same. This is probably the most complicated part. The poles are the easy part. So if you have everything laid out and ready to go, let's start building our paper backdrop.
Let's start with the supports for the paper rollers. You should have your super clamps, support arms, and some screws. Take one of the clamps and one of the supports and align the holes so that the clamp can attach to a vertical pole. Place your screws in the holes by hand and then tighten them using an Allen key. You should make sure they are nice and tight. And this is one completed support. If you're wondering what this part is for, it fits inside the clamp in these 2 holes and is designed for use with square-sided poles. If you want to keep it safe, you could attach it here on the back of the clamp and tighten it down with the screw. Build your second support the same way. Next, let's move on to the chains and pulleys. This is the geared end. This part goes inside the cardboard tube and expands by tightening the knob on the end. This part is important as it's the grooves that will fit inside the support. And then we have the gear and the chain guard. First, we need to attach our weights to the chains. Very easy to do, just thread the chain through the hole in the weight and feed it through so it's not twisted. And it hangs nicely like this. There are 2 ways to attach the chain, horizontally or vertically. If you want to attach it horizontally, hold the guard so it's horizontal to the ground and then attach the start of the chain to the gear. Carefully spin the gear so the chain is pulled around with it and comes out the same side. If you want to attach it vertically, hold the guard so it's vertical to the ground and then attach the start of the chain to the gear. Carefully spin the gear so the chain is pulled around it and it comes out the opposite side. After running the chain around the gear, we can now connect the 2 ends of the chain together. This is a little hard to do because the connection is quite tight. You can make it a little easier by forcing in one side first. Once it's clipped into place, it'll be just as hard to undo. Now we have our finished geared roller ready for the paper. The other end also has the part which goes into the paper tube and is tightened with the knob. There is also a sliding part with a groove that helps it attach to the support. This needs to be tightened later on.
Let's talk about paper next. When your paper arrives, it will come in long cardboard boxes. Inside that cardboard box, you'll find this, the paper wrapped in plastic, probably to protect it from water. The paper will also be taped on the inside to stop it from unraveling during the travel process. As you can see, we have quite a handsome selection, quite a nice rainbow here. No browns though. I think that's probably a color that we're probably gonna go for next. You can nearly get pretty much any color you want. There's so much selection. I think there might even be like 10 different shades of brown that you can get. These are the ones we have so far. We have a green screen one, which actually works really, really well. Like I said before, this paper is 2.7 meters wide. It's the widest size that we could get in Korea, but maybe for you, you can get a wider size. That would be really good because I do still find that this size is not wide enough sometimes. I would really like a lot wider. And as you can see, these are stacked vertically. Why? Well, this is to stop them from sagging in the middle. Over time, especially if you're in humid conditions, if you keep them on the rails, they will start to sag in the middle because the paper is really, really heavy. So what you're meant to do is take them off and store them vertically. Luckily in here, we have 2.8 meter ceiling, so it's just enough to get these in. So do bear that in mind if you use them in somewhere where the roof is not as high as here. You can get different sizes, and I believe you can get them custom cut, but 2.7 meters was the widest that we could get. So let's pick a couple of colors and put them up on our paper backdrop.
We need to attach a weight to the paper to stop it from curling up on itself. The lazy way is to take that rod part from earlier and then roll a small piece of paper around it and then clamp it by using some small photography clips. The proper way is to clamp the paper around the rod using these plastic slips, but it's quite hard to get them on and off, so I took the lazy route. Insert the non-geared end into the cardboard tube and turn the knob to make the inside part expand and make it tight fit. You can loosen and move the support groove if you want. To insert the geared end, follow the same steps. Insert it inside and turn the knob to make a secure fit. Place your top and bottom pieces on the poles. Check which ones are for the top and the bottom and push them onto the ends of the pole. Instead of using measuring tapes or general trial and error, a quick way to get the spacing between the poles correct the first time is to place the paper down against the wall or in the area you want it to be, and then take each pole and place them on either side where they align with the grooves on the rollers. There is still some tolerance for error in the sliding groove on the non-geared end, so don't worry if it's not exact. Place your pole at the distance you want it away from the wall. Push and hold the grey button up to release the tension and allow the pole to be extended upwards. Once it's firmly secured against the ceiling and the floor, place in the safety pin so the grey button cannot be accidentally pushed and released. Use a spirit level on both sides to check the pole is perfectly vertical.
Once you've found your final position, I recommend covering this pin with a piece of tape. This is because in the past, I found that this pin can come out very, very easily. If anyone knocks this grey button up, this thing is coming down. So now let's attach our newly made support to the pole using the super clamp part at the top and this rubber support or plastic support at the bottom. It attaches using these two holes. So let's attach it on like this, just slip it on and then tighten it up. Now I put this down at a lower height just for demonstration purposes because I don't want to be up on a ladder, but you have to try and make these at the same height. But we'll go into those a little bit later. First, let me explain how the rollers go on. So we have our two roller ends. One is with the chain and one is without the chain. We'll look at this one a little bit later. So we discussed this earlier, but just to recap, this is the part that goes inside the cardboard tube. Then we have these grooves, which are very important for this part. We have the chain and the cog, and then we have this tightening knob here, which changes the size of the part which goes inside the cardboard tube, making it tight. First, you have a decision to make. Do you want the chain to hang horizontally like this, or vertically like this?
If the pulleys are going on the same side, make them horizontal so the chain guard can do its job. If they are vertical, they are likely to get tangled together.
My recommendation will be to stagger the chains on either side of the setup. So if you have two, have one chain on this side and another chain on the other. And if you have three, I would recommend the innermost and the outermost supports have the chains on one side, and on the other side, put the chain on the middle support. So let's talk about these very important grooves. These are made to fit in this shape here. As you can see, it makes a very nice snug fit, like that. And now this will only spin here. If I tried to put it on without the groove, then everything can just spin wildly, and that's not what we want. And I've actually seen people do that before. What's really good about these grooves is that they are designed in such a way that they can go on either side. So they can fit in this way, or if I was on the other side of the setup, I can just slot them in like this. The same rule applies if I was using vertical chains like this. I have to just find the groove, and there you go. it's in. And if I wanted to do it the other side, I just have to find the groove that would work like this. So that's enough about the chain side. How about the non-chain side? Well, this one also has a groove, but it's on this sliding rail here. This is to give you some extra leeway just in case you didn't get the distance between the two poles absolutely correct. You need to tighten this knob, but don't do it too tight. You need it to be at the right strength where it won't spin under its own weight, but only when you pull on the chain gently. When talking about how high you need the support from the ceiling, really it's up to you and your needs, but I would say allow 4 or 5 inches away from the top of the ceiling to allow the paper roll to fit over the support and then be able to slot in.
To get the paper onto the supports, use a step ladder and carefully climb the ladder to the appropriate height and then place the paper roll over the supports where it roughly aligns with the grooves. Then go to each side and slide the grooves of the rollers into the supports. Repeat these steps with your second roll of paper.
These paper backdrops are really versatile and can be used for many different types of content. We've personally used them for panel shows, talking style videos, and green screen work. So I hope this video helped you put together your paper backdrop, and if it did, please leave a comment because I'd love to know. Follow our channel Instagram and our studio Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one.